In my line of work, I've seen a lot of crazy shit. Some things are going to bother you, some things bother me. But something happened recently that I've seen before that really has bothered me, and I wish people would learn from that mistake. In this video, I'm going to tell you about that. What I'm talking about is establishing paternity. That's really, really important. You see, most people don't question maternity, meaning when a mom carries a baby, we know she's the mom. You need to establish paternity in really one of 5 ways. 2 of them are kind of contractual, that being adoption and surrogacy. In this video, I'm going to talk about the other 3 and how to establish paternity, why you should establish paternity, and why you should avoid establishing paternity. All right, so let's talk about how you can establish paternity. Now, the most obvious is go to Maury Povich, get on there and have the results read. But not everyone gets on there. In fact, I've looked into it. It's really difficult for my clients to get on the casting call. Now, assuming that you don't want to be a TV star, let's talk about the realistic ways that you can establish paternity. The first one is the presumption of paternity. This really happens when people are married, okay? This is, and it also can take place if you get married right before or right after the child is born. And also is established, unfortunately, on the flip side, when the marriage ends or when there's a death. So long as the child is born within 300 days of that event, it's presumed to be the father's. Now, with the presumption of paternity, it's really important that we don't always just let this slide. Unfortunately, I've seen this happen where people are married, the wife sleeps with somebody else, a child is born. Under the law, the husband is presumed the father of that child. So if you're in a relationship that's broken but not finished, it's really important that you understand this, because if you don't, you could be on the hook financially for a child that is not biologically yours, simply because the child was born during the marriage. The next way that you can establish paternity is signing a document called the Voluntary Acknowledgement of Paternity, something we refer to as a VAP. This is something that's done at the hospital. This is probably one of the most dangerous documents that exists in this state. You see, what it is, it's a document that you sign at the hospital so your name can be listed on the birth certificate. You're there in the moment. You're caught up in the excitement. You're told that you're the father. You believe that you're the father. You sign this document, and it's as though the judge himself finds you to be the father by DNA. Unfortunately, that document has cost fathers tens of thousands of dollars in child support for kids that are not theirs. So it's really, really important that if you sign that document, you better be 100% sure. That's not saying that there aren't some pros to it. I mean, it's really important too to understand that that document can also establish your rights as a father right then and there. God forbid something happens to the mother of the child. If mother passes away, that document instantly makes you the father. So you don't have to go through a lot of proceedings and extra layers of stuff to prove that you're the dad. But on the flip side, if you sign that document and you're not the father, you're on the hook financially for a kid that's not yours. Finally, the last way to establish that you're the father of a child is through court. Now, this can be actually filed by anyone interested in this case. Could be the mom seeking child support. It could be the state if the child needs state aid. It could be the dad. Now, the dad can actually file a case to say he's not the father. Now, I know you're thinking, let's go back to Maury Povich, but stay with me for a moment here. The dad can say, I am not the father of the kid, and I want to prove it. Mom's going around telling people that I'm the dad of this kid, and I want to know right now. I absolutely recommend you do this. If you think you might be the father of a kid, find out now. You don't want to wait 18 years to find out you missed your rights, you missed your responsibilities. And by the way, they can come after you for some of that stuff in the past. But the point is, if you think you might be a dad, being a dad is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. And you want to protect those rights. So get into court. Find out if you are the father and do it now. So if you're not sure if you're the father or you know somebody in a similar position, please don't make the mistake that I've seen happen. I have clients that have paid tens of thousands of dollars and owe tens of thousands of dollars for kids who aren't theirs. it's really, really sad to see. And there's very little you can do after the toothpaste has been let out of the tube. So if you need help, call Maury. No, I'm kidding. Don't call Maury Povich. We can help you. All right. And my team is ready to do so. So give us a call.